How do you know?
Because it runs in the family.
Well, I guess I'll be going too. You know, Dorothy, I don't know, Lanai out there, it was like old times. You and me, a team, united, partners. Felt pretty good, didn't it?
The Bobby Vinton tapes, I have enough trouble staying awake at the wheel.
Listen, Ma, I didn't want to say this, but I'm going to. Your eyesight is not what it used to be, and neither are your reflexes, and I want you to make me a promise. If ever you want to drive, you come to me, let me know, and I'll go with you. Do you promise?
Teacher didn't see Debbie.
I saw. I stood at the window and watched you for 4 hours, in case you needed me.
You didn't.
No big deal. Any real mother would do that for her kid.
Mrs. Petrillo, I have the result of your test.
Ma.
What's going on?
Honey, I'm sorry, but I have to talk to you. Dennis is here. He told Kate that he was sorry for what he did, and they've made up.
Relax. She's not the Lone Ranger. She'll be back. I sent her to the cafeteria to get me a sandwich. Hello.
Hi. How are you feeling?
I'm exhausted.
Oh. How's our little patient doing?
Fine. Just fine. A little groggy, that's all.
I don't know. I walked in and she wasn't there. There was someone else in her bed. It was weird.
Lillian. Oh, did you say Lillian? My God, you got a call about her this morning. I was so caught up in my breaths, I totally forgot.
It happens to all of us, Blanche. That's why my rent check was...
Don't you think we ought to wait till Sophia gets back home? Maybe she'd like to help, give her something to do.
You know she's always exhausted when she gets back from the market. I mean, the first thing she does is go to take a nap before dinner.
Well, then we'll just do it right now. Come on. Okay.
Ma, what are you doing up?
Just having a Maalox moment. What about you?
Thinking about Glenn. Oh, this whole thing is so rushed. Ma, I'm afraid I'm too old to make another mistake.
There I was, drenched. And someone yelled out, "Hey, don't you have enough sense to come in out of the rain?" But then it hit me. And when I went home to St. Olaf, I passed on this bit of street smart savvy. The next thing you know, in St. Olaf, the in thing, all those consumers are depending on me to do a good job. If I'm not careful, people could get hurt or cheated. Look at Jimmy Smits.
Ma, stop that. Listen, Rose, you're going to have to learn how to take care of that stress. You can't walk around and act.
Learning to get in touch with my emotions. Tell me, will it take long? You know, you're reading my Newsweek. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, Dorothy, I see you met Milton.
Oh, yes. We were just getting acquainted, dumping Rosie's driftwood.
Oh, no, Dorothy, no.
Nightmares and great sex.
Really? I wouldn't know.
Oh, Dorothy, come on.
Shouldn't we get going, girls?
Are you making love? You don't make noise?
No.
How can you not?
Well, I guess I always felt it wasn't very ladylike.
We should go, girls.
Hold your bladder, Rose.
Making up with him.
And I can do the carpools for school because my hours are
And I can help him with his homework because I'm a teacher.
And then we can send him to the University of Minnesota.
Minnesota. Are you crazy, Rose? This kid is going to Harvard.
Oh, Dorothy, those Ivy League schools are so...
Only Agnes is a real problem. Now, Rose, here's a part of the plan you may not like.
Oh, Dorothy, did you and Sophia patch things up?
She's in her room napping. You know, it's so ironic. I sent her to that home, and there she...
Trim the hedges, mow the lawn, paint the patio furniture, wash the windows, clean out the garage, scrub the denture cup.
I added that. I hate doing it.
No, I mean in the center. See, there's just a slight flaw in my iris.
Oh, yes.
Blanche! What are you doing here? I live here.
You mean you and Blanche are roommates?
That's right. Now, what is going on?
Why, Patrick was just kind enough to drop by and help me rehearse my part in the play.
I understand how hurt you must feel. All right, maybe I don't understand exactly.
I'm sorry, Dorothy, but our relationship seems to be one misunderstanding after another.
Misunderstanding?
I'm not leaving the priesthood. I'm leaving the church.
Who was the first after Stan?
The divorce lawyer.
How did you know?
It's always the divorce lawyer.
Oh, it was a terrible time for me. You know, I'd gone on an eating binge when Stan left, and I'd put on quite a bit of weight. Plus, I was not a 20-year-old. You know, when you're 20, no...
He loved me more than Grout.
Must have been a tough choice for old Charlie.
I thought I heard voices. Now I see that only 2 of them are God-fearing.
Ma, will you get off my back? I feel bad enough.
You, what about me? 81 years I've eaten fish on fire.
Well, it's just nice to know there's still people out there who don't think the city's out to get them. Somebody moving in?
Well, hardly. With the 3 of us renting from Blanche, we're practically sleeping on top of each other.
Oh, you can't do that.
Well, we all wear pajamas.
Some stranger's word over mine. I'm not going to stand for this. Not in my own house. I want you out of here.
Blanche, you don't mean that. Dorothy, she doesn't mean
I do so mean it.
I'll be out as soon as I can find a place.
Blanche, you can't just throw Dorothy out on the street.
You just watch me. Variety of men in our lives. Well, thanks again for the ride home, Dirk. I'll see you at Tuesday's jazzercise class.
I'll see you then.
Okay.
Unless I see you before then. I mean, if you wouldn't mind, maybe we could go out.
My Dirk, did I just hear you ask me for a date?
Are you deaf? I heard him from here.
So, Blanche?
Right there ahead of us. But when we pulled up to Bubba's Chapel of Bliss and Tackle Shop, there you were. Well, I was ready for the fight of my life, but all you said was,
7 years I've been nominated for the Volunteer Vanguard Award. In 7 years, I've had to watch Agnes Bradshaw snatch it away from me. Well, she's not going to do that this year. This year, I'm finally going to beat her. I'm going to win.
Why? Because you worked harder than Agnes?
Because she's dead.
Yep. Found you some real good pizza like you used to get in Sicily.
Boy, do you stink.
Dorothy, relax. Just try and be yourself.
I'm sorry.
I know you can do this.
Sorry, I'll get it this time.
All right, here.
You're right. Fine.
Of course.
but we're here!
Calm down. Let everybody calm down. So, Blanche, how did you die?
I was 92 years old, and I just met this
Chicken? Count Bessie is a showbiz chicken. Wait till you see this.
a showbiz chicken. What's she do, play the piano?
She plays the piano. You just wait till you see this. Okay, honey, come on, it's showtime.
Decide what's right for you. And whatever decision it is, I'll stand by it.
Thanks, Mom.
Just remember, make the wrong decision, you'll burn in hell forever. Sleep tight, pussycat.
He said he was impotent. Impotent? Are you sure?
Oh, Blanche, what would you have done? Asked him to prove it?
I can't talk about this.
Oh, of course you can. Rose, we're your friend.
Your chins too, Dorothy.
You know, I'm still a little confused. Now, who exactly is Ricky?
Lucy's husband.
I thought Desi was... Come in.
Ma, where are Blanche and Rose?
Oh, they wanted to browse in the gift shop. They're having a sale on John the Baptist placemats.
Ma, do you remember that summer you told me I didn't get into girls?
Oh, he's our shoe repair guy. I told him you're dying to go out with him.
Errol, I'm sorry you made the trip for nothing. My mother refuses to accept the fact that I am getting married in 3 days.
So, what are you doing tonight?
Goodbye, Errol.
Meal and black bananas.
Mom, I'll do that.
No, you will not.
You don't have to clean up after
I
me.
enjoy doing it.
Yeah, why not double your fun? Good morning, everybody.
Hi, Blanche.
Honey, how's your back?
Terrible. Well, the doc need to hear this.
No, what you don't need to hear is what goes on in the cockpit.
Hey, come on.
Goodbye, Oliver.
Bye, Jen. Poor kid.
I know, but we definitely did the right thing, didn't we?
Absolutely.
You really think so?
I don't know.
George, would you take a look at this?
This is a family discussion.
Work in pairs.
I don't know what the church is coming to. I thought it stopped with bingo.
That was no nun. I work for a consumer protection show. We've been warning people about this for months. Once these scamsters have your money in an envelope, they make us swear for 17 straight days in a rocking chair marathon. Of course, she couldn't have done it without the moral support of her children and her husband and his cattle prod.
Okay, that's it. Drink this. It's a secret potion from the old country, guaranteed to put you to sleep.
Looks like milk. The pills myself, but I want you to be there and hold my hand.
You're right. I don't understand. I'd do anything to stay alive. If my heart stopped beating, I'd want every doctor in town jumping up and down on my chest.
You say that now, but I don't have the courage to die by inches. I'm going to do it whether you...
I just finished a sketch of Tuna's little pals, the Dinkelheimer twins.
This book is really coming along.
Yeah, and you can chalk it all up to synergism.
Yeah, synergism. What would we ever do without it?
I'm gonna have to deal with 400 people in Simpsons t-shirts trying to knock 25 cents off your I lost my ass in Vegas cup.
Is my cup out there? I don't want to sell my cup.
Come on, Blanche. There's nothing wrong with Rose having a yard sale. Right, Ma?
Here, Blanche, taste this.
Ma!
Look, Rose.
And last but not least is a grandmother of 6, Sophia Petrollo. Sophia, it says here that you and Dorothy are mother and daughter.
No, Guy. Rose is my daughter now. And you, Dorothy, are the biggest disappointment to hit the streets since the AMC Pacer.
Talking to me all day long, and she never listens to me. Do you know what it's like to be totally ignored?
So how was your day, Rose?
The truth is, she's a sweet girl looking for a friend. And we do have a common bond. She used to be a newscaster, now she's just an assistant like me.
But you were embarrassed to have us meet him.
Oh, yes. I hate myself for feeling like that, but it's true. When Jonathan and I are alone together, everything's wonderful. But when we're around other people, I'm uncomfortable. I know they're staring at him and...
Tonight at 7.
Tonight at 7, Mildred.
Good afternoon.
I thought he belonged to the other one.
Well, I'm sure Rose won't mind one bit.
He's a man. It's not like sharing a yogurt.
Hello, hello, hello. Hi,
Dorothy.
Honey, did Barry call?
Not that I know of.
Oh, we're supposed to go out again.
Oh, sounds like lunch went well.
Afternoon. Sure, I can hold. Blanche, every time I turn around, you have the baby in your arms.
Dorothy, it's just amazing. Every time I pick her up, she stops fussing and goes right back to sleep.
But you shouldn't do that. The baby won't get used to sleeping alone.
Well, you never get used to sleeping alone. I haven't.
Incessantly.
Rose, I come over in the morning, and you hum as you're cleaning the house.
It's free music, Miles. I think you'd like that.
God forbid we get into an elevator where there's music.
You made your point. I hum.
Boy, do you hum.
Listen, Scrooge.
Hey, Scrooge?
Just look who's here. Well, we must have the music up too loud. I'll turn it down. There's your criminal. Prosecute her to the utmost of the law.
Blanche!
Oh, can you...
But it's not the one you're hoping, Blanche. It was the heater fogging up my car windows that night.
So, what can I bring you, sweetheart?
Don't you dare talk to him like that. Now, you get out of here.
Blanche, I think...
Hey, Blanche, I didn't see you. Listen.
Ernie, could you freshen my drink, please?
Oh, sure, Blanche. Look.
And put some extra ice cubes in it this time.
Can I just put you a nice glass of orange juice?
Ah, thank you. It was very nice of you.
Is this a dribble glass? Yeah. It works better when all that pulp doesn't clog up the dribble hole.
Well, why did you do this?
Maury Heseltine. He won't quit with the practical jokes.
I hate this. I am not good at firing people. I've never been good at confrontations.
How about when you made that cop cry?
Then he wasn't much of a cop, was he?
It feels like, but I sure as hell remember what it looks like.
Grandma, listen.
You listen. How dare you come into our home and act like a common gigolo? You've embarrassed me, your mother, our friends. Not to mention that poor, stupid, flat-chested girl.
On the stage for 5 hours talking about God and eating graham crackers. They wore masks to cover their faces, but other than that, they were totally naked.
And you stayed through the whole evening?
Well, I would have left, but one of the actors looked so familiar to me.
I'll draw a face on my hand.
Ma, what are you doing up?
I've got an hour till my paper route starts, so I thought I'd do some chin-ups. I was worried about Rose. I'm a member of this family, too.
I'm sorry. Ma, that's really very sweet, considering that we have to get up so darn early.
Because of marriage, he also dumped you for a 23-year-old stewardess with firm thighs and perky breasts.
You got yourself a ring, muchacho.
That was a wonderful dinner. It was a birthday I shall never forget.
Well, this one isn't over yet. It's time for your present.
Oh, hello, Fay Ray. Bring on the plane.
I'm talking about an actual gift.
Oh, an actual gift.
Dorothy, do you feel like talking?
Oh, honey, if it can wait until morning, I'd really appreciate it. I'm exhausted.
Sure, I am too. Let's just get some sleep. Anyway, we were just a few miles out of town.
You know, I am a little tired. I think I will lie down. I'm tired myself.
Me too.
I'm exhausted.
Fine, but I'm warning you all right now. I'm telling the rest of that story as soon as you get up.
Up and performing some honky-tonk? I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty crazy to me.
Now, don't you sass me, Missy.
Well, no, I don't mean to sass you, Daddy. It's just that I'm concerned about you. Now, I want you to promise me that you're going to forget all about this nonsense and go back to Twin Oaks and have a nice long rest. The reason why I would lie to you?
You're embarrassed because you seduced him. You're scared, and you're guilty because you ruined his campaign.
3 good reasons.
Oh, shut up, Rose.
Hello. Yes, this is Blanche.
You can't be serious. Charlie read you every one of my letters?
Well, selected passages. He selfishly kept the more intimate sections to himself. One, please.
I used to write him every Sunday right after church.
Hello.
Sophia,
100% better.
And that's the big secret?
Oh, no. The big secret was that Miss MacGyver and Miss McKee were sharing a one-bedroom apartment off campus.
How will you?
Here you go, ladies. Dorothy, would you like some hors d'oeuvres?
No.
Wake you. Oh, God. One at a time, Blanche. Anyway, I just wanted to say I think you're still doing a terrific job. Of course, there's some things I don't understand, like poverty. And well, anybody can make it sound unpleasant.
Dorothy, you are being irrational. Now, the bottom line is we're talking about your health. That is a very precious thing. The longer you put this surgery off, the more you may be risking your health. I just don't think that's a risk worth taking, do you?
Now that I see the two of you so much in love, I realize I was just being selfish. Ma, I want you to be happy. And I know Pop would too.
Leptazole.
You were there? Don't tell me where I went. I went to heaven. I saw the golden light and some angels in white robes with harps. I thought I was at Saks at Christmas. But then I saw your father.
Really?
He was surrounded by women. He's in heaven. Did you see God? I won't dance. Don't ask me.
Oh, my God, Dorothy, are you all right? Oh, honey.
It's not as bad as it looks. The doctor says I'm fine. Just have to take it a little easy for a few days, that's all.
You're lying.
Well, lightener. Clell lightener? I think I used that on my hair once.
Clell was the cutest boy at our high school. He was also the only sophomore old enough to get into a bar.
What did you do when you got there?
I sat in my father's truck for hours.
Where does this go? What does this do? And he followed me to plumbing, where I bought a see-through shower curtain.
And where is he now? Tied to the roof rack of your car?
I met Mr. Terrific.
Rose, don't be so quick to judge. I once thought I had met Mr. Terrific. Turned out there was also a Mrs. Terrific. I found myself ducking a Mr. Boz.
You don't understand. I really met Mr. Terrific at the mall. He was signing autographs. Enema bag?
To the right.
Did you, Grip?
Condoms, Rose! Condoms, condoms, condoms!
Calm down, lady. You just get out of prison?
What do you think? I just found out that Mammy Watkins and Big Daddy had an affair. They were lovers for over 50 years.
We can't even get anybody to do our windows.
Honey, are you sure?
Yes, Mammy.
I'll move to it. But I need to go in the bathroom, Rose. I hate to go anywhere without my Actifed. Good morning.
I can't let you see my eyes. They look terrible from crying.
Rose, you couldn't possibly look terrible to me. I left my contact lenses in the bathroom.
I get one for you too, Dorothy.
Would you excuse that?
Have you ever met a man who knows how to push all your buttons?
Just once. He was a cabana boy in Pensacola.
I am never going to get through this. I just hate him too much. I know.
Pretty tough words for somebody buying eclairs.
Miles, it isn't what it looks like. I mean, this has nothing to do with romance.
What do you mean it's not romantic? Oh, Rose, how could you do this?
Oh, Miles. Oh, I'm sorry.
Who said Gloria Palazzotto? I said Flo Palazzotto. Why don't you pay attention?
How is Flo?
Oh, beautiful. She and her second husband, Pete, are in Rome. You remember Pete, the man you could have had?
I did have him. That's why I didn't want him.
You and Pete? You never told me that.
Later. First, I want to hear... He was trying to, Rose. I saw Blanche's list.
Get your cap, get your beard, and get moving.
Rose! I had to stand in line for an hour to sit on his lap.
Tough Holly. Maybe it sounds strange, but without Charlie, I thought that part of my life was over. I never gave it a second thought.
Until now? Then I think you should go on the cruise. Honey, if the situation is right, you'll know it.
But I'm not sure I'm ready.
Oh, honey, I know. Tickle the ivories, Rose.
Coochie.
Rose, play or die. Miami is nice, so I'll say it twice. Miami is...
Said the priest. You know I can't cut loose with a priest around.
Sophia, he happens to be a very nice man.
He gives me the creeps. He's been following me. They always follow the old people. It's like parking tickets. They got a last rights quota.
Sophia, there...
Sicilian. What did you serve? Eels. Eels?
Yeah, it's true. Eels are a traditional part of a Sicilian Christmas.
Of course, after Christmas, it's eel croquettes, eel hash, eel tetrazzini.
I sure miss a traditional St. Olaf Christmas.
Excuse me.
Mr. Sandman.
Yes?
Bring me a dream.
Well, that sure convinced me. Let's get some shut-eye. It's almost fight time.
Oh, Ma.
Dorothy, I'm not asking the kid to win. All he has to do is step in the ring and we make our money.
Sophia, if he steps in the ring, he might hurt his hands.
Unless it turns out that he's so bad that he gets knocked out before he can even throw it.
And good at math. I'm so glad you got your own Disneyland. Thank you. Goodbye. Dorothy! Mr. Yamamoto just called about a teaching job.
On fork at dinner. I know. Tonight you said our differences don't matter. But they did before. And they will again. Blanche, knowing you has been one of the best things that's ever happened to me in my whole life. Remember that.
Jake.
Blanche. Goodbye, Blanche.
Paints her portrait, and they make passionate love. She spends much of the next day in the shower with a loofah sponge, scrubbing his fingerprints off her body. She sees the portrait and is insulted. It looks nothing like her, and she storms out of his life forever.
Stroke, 2 aneurysms, and a spastic colon.
Sounds like a guy I play checkers with.
Hi, Renee. Oh, hi, Rose.
Then you will talk to him tonight.
I will try.
Oh, Renee.
Dorothy, it's crazy, but I feel like how can I bother him? He's doing all this important stuff, saving lives. And I'm going to bother him because I'm a little unhappy.
I got 5 in my pocket. Here, Dorothy. A lifetime supply.
I'll take a bus. I see. And when the bus gets to you don't know where, what will you do then?
Get a job.
Really?
Yeah.
As what? Secretary of State?
I gotta go.
So you're just gonna wimp out, huh?
I'm not wimping out.
What do you call this?
Why should I stay here when I get all this crappy...
Problems. Marital problems.
Excuse me, honey. Hello. Yeah. Hello, Mr. Schechter. Oh, that is good news. Great news. Yeah, I'm very happy for you. Congratulations. Goodbye, Mr. Schechter. Mr. Schechter peed.
I have to pretend I'm not here.
No, I'm sorry, Rose, but ever since you filmed me naked giving myself a pedicure, I've become slightly aware of your presence.
Dorothy, my child, sunshine of my life. You got that in a close-up, Rose?
Ma, why are you dressed like someone who just is...
Which mostly meant trying to get my Salvador into a shirt with sleeves. Turn that thing off and get up from the couch. Mama will be here any minute, and you look like a bum.
So what's the problem? She already thinks I'm a bum.
Salvador,
Yeah.
did you get me a present for Mother's Day?
What a surprise! I am absolutely speechless. Except
I have a problem. All right, take a sip. I'll draw another line.
No, it's not that. My boss at the center made a pass at me.
Maybe you misunderstood. What exactly did he do?
He called me in his office and threw me down on the couch and kissed me.
That's a pass.
It's a lovely home. I better go check and see if the water for our tea is boiling
Oh,
yet.
Doctor, there's so many memories connected to this room. We used to have our big family reunions in here. Generations of Hollinsworth would gather around Big Daddy with his bourbon and branch, and while he sat there in front of a roaring fire, regaling everybody with stories of the old...
Mom, these numbers don't make sense. They can't be right.
They're right, Kirsten. I had them checked with a lawyer and an accountant.
But there's nothing here.
Of course there is.
I mean, there's nothing close to what should be here. Daddy was one of the most successful insurance salesmen in his company.
Tickets? She's leaving me out intentionally.
Rose, they were just misunderstandings. Now you're overreacting.
I guess so.
Oh, these things happen between sisters all the time. I remember once my sister Virginia wouldn't talk to me for a month, all because I smiled at her boyfriend.
There, listen to Blanche.
Of course, I was skinny dipping on his...
Crap, I'm gonna mop the court with her.
Oh, my. Looks like our Dorothy still holds a grudge.
Of course she holds a grudge. We Sicilians are good at that. That and holding a grudge.
Sophia, you said holding a grudge twice.
Hey, if you're good at something, you brag about it. This Rose Bob Hope thing reminds me of a similar situation back in my village. Florence Pontevecchio used to fantasize that Alberto Bolognese was her brother.
Who was Alberto Bolognese?
He was the bootmaker in the village.
So what's so special about that?
Did I say it was special? I said it was similar.
Oh, sweetheart, let's promise we'll never, ever let something like this come between us again.
I promise. From now on, no more fighting.
Good.
By the way, how did you know I was here?
Well, that didn't last long, did it?
Hello. Hello, Sophia.
Oh, Sophia, how's Agnes?
About the same.
I have an announcement to make. I've decided not to make the same mistake twice. I'm sorry.
She turned him down enough to endorse that slime on a shingle.
No, this is a nationwide commercial. There is a lot of money involved here.
Sorry, Dorothy. There are two things a Sicilian won't do. Lie about pizza and file a tax return. Forget it, Si.
Come to dinner tomorrow.
Oh, hello.
Hello, I don't think we've met. I'm Martha McDowell from next door.
Hi, Martha. I see you've met my son Alfonso and my grandson Bobby. They're here from New York on a fishing trip.
Thus far, all they've caught is a cold. Nice.
Didn't you tell me?
I thought he'd come back, and when he didn't, well, I was afraid if you knew the truth, you'd never forgive me. It's water under the bridge. What's the big deal?
Stanley's Bornak, Ma. That's the big deal. When John didn't show up that night, I lost all my self-esteem. And when Stan asked me out 2 weeks later, I said yes. Starting Tuesday. And Blanche is busy with her granddaughter, and Rose is... well, I think a nurse is the way to go.
I don't need a nurse. I'm perfectly capable of taking care of myself.
Oh, really? Then why have you been running me ragged doing things for you?
Honestly, it tickles me.
Look, Ma, I'm hiring...
Nothing to think over. What he did is sexual harassment. He cannot get away with that.
But I don't know if I can pass this course on my own.
Oh, Blanche, believe me, in the long run, you'll be so much happier if you use your brains instead of your body.
I don't know if I can. When I was little, I was always overshadowed by my sisters. They were...
Anyone else?
Honey, you sure you're going to be all right here alone?
She'll be fine. If someone breaks in, she'll just have to sleep with them.
No, don't worry about it, Mother. I'm leaving in the morning, and I'm taking my baby with me.
A little more to the left. A little more to the left.
Well, that's the silliest thing I ever heard. Feeling guilty for sharing a little kiss with a friend?
Well, see, she's right. There's nothing wrong with kissing a friend.
Or a stranger? Who knows why we acted like we did? You told us.
Well, so what? You don't have anywhere to go? Besides, I wasn't going to tell you about that night. I was going to tell you about another night. Many years later. Same little romantic bar where George proposed.
My finest champagne and 2 glasses. Very romantic.
Well, forget it. The only sights we're seeing is the empty parking lot behind the mall.
I already showed him that.
Wait a minute, I have an idea. Blanche, you're free. Why don't you take Sven around?
I don't think I feel like sightseeing.
Oh, it might do you good, Blanche.
I know it'll do you good, and it's certainly a lot healthier than sitting here in the house.
Okay.
Just stay down. This is Mullins. I need an ambulance and backup at the Richmond Street Stakeout. My partner's been shot.
Oh!
Yeah, you know, at first I was really scared.
A lot of them sit around waiting for their kids to write. So I said, why don't you write to our lonely servicemen instead? I mean, we older folks have to exercise our minds too. And don't you forget it, Gloria.
Ma, Gloria is your daughter in California.
I knew that. A mere dramatization to make my point.
Well, Frank, you know, I've been thinking, this is the 3rd Saturday of our relationship, and I don't even know what you like to eat. Why don't you come over for dinner this Saturday night and let me find out what whets your appetite?
I'm sorry, I'm looking for Rose Nyland. I'm an old Rose! It's me, Thor!
Thor? Thor Anderson! I can't believe it! Oh, everybody, this is Thor Anderson.
Hi, everybody.
You wouldn't even budge for Julio Iglesias.
I know grief. It takes time.
Please, Rose. Listen, if you're Irish, you have a wake. You eat, you cry, you drink, you vomit, and you're done. If you're Jewish, you cry, you sit, you eat for 7 days, you put on 10 pounds, and it's over.
I have this little watch on a chain nestled cunningly in my cleavage. What other accessories do I need?
Implants.
Dorothy's parking the car. I have to get a horse in this picture while it's still fresh in my mind. I don't know whether to paint old silver, the horse who...
She has a debilitating disease.
And it has a name. I am thrilled.
We all are.
Well, of course. Congratulations. Champagne it is.
I can't tell you what a relief it is to just be sick, not...
Dorothy, he died. Boy, you smell good.
Get away from me.
No. You don't understand. Something wonderful has happened. In his will, Uncle Morris left us an apartment building jointly. We're partners. Don't you see, Dorothy? We'll be together, and we'll have a place of our
You
own.
and your brother Phil won't fight to see who gets them.
So that's what it feels like to be an heiress.
You're not cutting up the obituaries, are you? I want to make sure my canasta game is still on for tomorrow.
I'm looking for a job. They cut off Charlie.
So you see, it's not... Oh, my God, I've just spilled my guts to someone who drinks out of a toilet. Listen, I'm sorry, you are out of here. One Wawa in my life was enough. Look, I have had it with that disgusting dog. I have...
Are you saying this should be me and not you? No, I'm just saying that I am a good person. Hell, I'm a goody two-shoes.
AIDS is not a bad person's disease, Rose. It is not God punishing people for their sins.
What's the matter? You don't watch General Hospital? This place is a passion pit.
Any flowers for me today?
No.
Are you sure? Your name's Leonard.
I know your name. You ask me every day if I have flowers for you.
Yes.
Fine. Don't have the surgery. Let me suffer.
Ma, it's my foot.
Your foot. My heart. Do you have any idea how much a mother suffers when she sees her child in pain?
Ma, don't do this.
I'll tell you how much. Worse than the 23 hours of labor it took to bring you into this world.
Up to this right now and then once every 2 hours. You give him plenty of fluids. He doesn't get dehydrated. Yeah, and I'll check back on you tomorrow.
When are we supposed to sleep?
Not that I mind. I was born to heal.
Heal, Blanche.
Welcome back to motherhood, ladies. I'm sure you will do.
Sophia, you were just putting me on about those eels, right?
Please, in Sicily it wouldn't be Christmas without a plate of eels. Eels and larks.
Larks? Well, honey, larks aren't eating birds, they're singing birds.
They don't sing long in Sicily.
Barely cover my perky bosoms.
You're only going to sit in an inch of water?
Ladies, let us behave.
Beautiful.
It was, it truly was.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain Lord again. If you all look out the left side of our aircraft, it'll tip over. Sorry. Just a little small airplane pilot humor.
How did you know you weren't?
Maybe it was all those "Huck if you've had Blanche" bumper stickers.
I wish I knew what to do.
Oh, I could settle that thing with Miles in 1 minute.
You just made a bid.
Oh.
You did this.
I have 35, thank you. Who will give me the...
Great. Dorothy.
Relax, Blanche. It's only $30.
Oh, it's $30,000.
$30,000 just for doing that?
I have 35. Who will give me 40?
What did you do?
What is it now?
Habit.
Give me that. Listen, Ma, I've made a decision. I think we're going to have to get a nurse to take care of you until you're well.
A nurse? Why can't you take care of me?
Normally I would, but I have that education conference.
You've broken my heart. I'm ashamed to call you my grandson.
Now look what you've done. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Bridget, I am shocked at your behavior. Why doesn't everybody just calm down? Bridget and Michael are adults. They went out. They had a great time.
It was nice. I wouldn't call it great.
Laura, the coastline. With only this towel between your hot flesh and the cold, wet sand.
I brought my son Skippy home from the hospital in this towel job.
You're lying, Blanche.
Life.
Your husband sold horseshoes? I thought he sold insurance.
Oh, he sold insurance for a while, but Charlie wasn't very good at it. As soon as people said no, he'd give up. Well, insurance salesmen have to keep going till they get a yes. They have to keep talking and talking and talking.
And all our grape stompers are ravaged by an outbreak of athlete's foot. Soon the Chianti has a green hue and tastes like Desenex. They call in Sicily's foremost podiatrist, Bruno Bonafide.
Don't you just love the style, the technique, the use of color?
Yeah. I'd give anything to own a painting like that.
How about that painting for a new roof?
You're kidding.
Of course she's kidding. That painting means everything to me. I could never part with it.
Sophia, are you crazy?
Crazy about the kibble.
Ma'am.
It's a good thing old St. Christopher had his back to me.
There's no doubt about it. She's faking.
Dorothy, I didn't learn to do that till I was married.
I meant Ma, Blanche. And I'm going to go prove it right now.
Our life.
But it did turn out to be a lovely Valentine's cruise.
Well, it did not. We never even had to use those condoms.
You didn't? I used every one of mine. Late at night, I filled them with water and threw them at the people in the limbo line. Well, side goes, we just take things slow. And if it turns out that we can't be anything more than just good friends, well, that's good enough for me.
I'm a lucky man to have found someone like you.
I feel the same way. If you ask me, people rely too much.
What's the matter with you two? You just met. You don't even know each other.
This is how the Eskimos do it, Dorothy.
Listen, whatever it is you might think you're feeling, it's just your hormones playing tricks on you.
Ears now!
Hey, you don't happen to sing, do you?
What makes you think that I sing or would even want to? I mean, you know, some people might enjoy making fools of themselves in public, but me sing, I don't think so.
Go on, Dorothy.
Officer, if I could see you for just a moment, I'm sure that we could settle this matter to your satisfaction.
Forget it. I happen to be a married man.
All right, all of you downtown, let's go. We're moving now.
Officer, you really don't understand. We were on our way to see Mr. Burt Reynolds.
Don't you dare drag Bert's good...
Boom, 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 Mr. Simon, bring me a dream. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Give him two lips like roses and clover, and tell him that his lonesome nights are over.
We rushed right over. The three of us have been called in to read for Network. And we wowed them. Oh, what a happy day. What a happy day that was.
Oh, wasn't it? The fun of it was...
April morning.
Oh, well, you ought to talk all fresh, scrubbed, and rosy cheeked like a country parson in a September hoedown.
Why do I get the feeling they had a maid named Honeybee when they grew up?
Come on in, Clayton. I want you to meet my best friends, Dorothy and Rose.
Nice to meet you, Clayton. Dorothy, I really need for you to understand this. I've been thinking a lot lately. I think we're in this for the long haul. Dorothy, I think this is going to be a very serious relationship.
What are you here for? What do you want, money?
No, absolutely not. How did you know?
I
I just got the feeling my yacht son crapped out at his job.
Yachts? I've never heard you say anything bad about Stan in my life.
I don't have to. The whole world makes fun of him. Always has.
I'm married again. I want a picture of my new husband. And the candlesticks Mama gave me.
Rose, it's a coffin, not a condo.
This is a very depressing conversation.
Well, I want a fancy funeral. I want a big parade with a riderless horse.
Uncle Nunzio, but we call the goat a pet. Anyway, Ma, I want you to drag out anything that'll jog your memory about the old days.
You know, people in St. Olaf are lucky. We all have the same family tree. You can trace each of us back to the same brother and sister.
You're not the only one. The old lady next door is running through a sprinkler in her underwear.
There's no old lady living. Ma! It must be 110.
Maybe we have one. Maybe he can see things we don't have the power to see. I read that in a book. People with mental illnesses are the chosen.
Who chooses them, Shirley MacLaine?
George, we've got to have a talk.
Hey.
We have...
Wait a minute. Wasn't it dangerous flying around that building?
Not at all. I was rigged in a double harness suspended by steel cables.
Yeah, but Rose wasn't.
Oh, I wasn't worried. I know Mr. Terrific's every night, 5 to 7 every morning, and of course till noon on Sundays.
Good Lord, no wonder you still mourn that man.
Morning.
Hi, Dorothy. How you doing?
Much better. Ma and I had a long... Didn't know what to have for dinner. How about splitting a pepperoni pizza?
Sure, you buying?
Does a pepperoni swim upstream?
Did once. Let's go.
I'm afraid I don't understand, Sophia. They look up to you. They seek your advice.
Well, what do you think?
Ma, this is a rundown old concession stand.
You can't live here.
We're not living here. We leased it.
It took every dime we had.
Psychiatrist either.
Oh, good, you're all here. Saturday night, of course, you're all here. Well, before I go out, listen to what I...
Honey, I know what you're feeling. Everyone's been rejected.
And honey, the loss of your first love is the worst, the very worst.
Oh, I know. I remember mine.
It was probably a cow.
Everybody, this is Glenn. Glenn, I'd like you to meet...
No, don't tell me. Rose, Blanche, and Mrs. Petrillo. These are for you.
How's the studying going?
Oh, I still have a lot to cover. I'm going to be up for quite a while.
Okay, I'll just keep you company.
I don't want any company.
Just pretend I'm not here.
Oh, goody, a slumber party. Mind if I join you?
What is the matter with you two?
What makes you think something's the matter?
Our cage was empty. Where could she be? Highest honor there is. Oh, I never dreamed that someone as unqualified as I am would ever be nominated for anything so important.
I guess Dan Quayle really opened the floodgates.
Last year, Gretchen Lillehammer won for running into the burning... Well, the Indian cries out from his heart. That's the worst kind of crying.
My father's a surgeon. That's physiologically impossible. How can we be drawn into the story if you're misrepresenting the facts?
Honey, it's a make-believe
Cosmetic surgery.
Cosmetic surgery? Why?
Because I look old, Rose. You have any idea what it's like working on a college campus?
Well, I've never worked on one, but I was the subject of a lab experiment once.
You never told me that.
What do you mean?
He had a big floppy pancreas. Look, could we get back to lining the shelves?
I don't feel like it anymore.
Just talking about you. How are you?
Oh, nice going, Dorothy.
I asked her how she was doing. I mean, it's not as if I mentioned her dead husband.
Hey, it beats learning about it in the streets.
Oh, Sophia, no bingo tonight? I'm staying home trying to recapture my lost youth. I see you haven't got it. You know, today I saw something that shook up everything I ever believed in. Stan's Bornak.
You to Shady Pines when you have a hernia.
You took me there after I had a stroke?
I'm not getting anywhere. Blanche, you talk to her.
A wet bar.
Blanche! Look, Ma, I love you, and I know what's best for you. And besides, I don't want to feel pangs of guilt for the next 20 years.
And you're my big, crazy, bald skull. I may give you some reason to resent me, but you cannot shake me. I am loyal.
Stanley, you wore a toupee for 27 years. Like Ralph Zalden, you know, the boy whose underpants you turned into a hat yesterday after school.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, Mrs. Bornak, but Ralph Zalden's a geek.
Oh, a student pays attention, works hard, gets good grades. Does that make him a geek?
No, that makes him a dork.
Making a drum?
I guess you could.
Milk or lemon?
Scotch.
Forget it, Ma.
What are you saving me for?
Okay, Rose.
I don't think that's happened yet.
Well, I don't know, but if I were you, I sure wouldn't wave goodbye.
And if I were you, I sure wouldn't jog without a moo-moo.
Is that so? Well, just let me tell you something.
Oh, Blanche, please, let's not do this. Let's grow up, for God's sake.
Hello.
You fooling around with Gladys?
Of course not. Gladys was going out with Charlemagne. Sophia, I see from upstairs you kind of lost your spunk. What's the matter?
I'm slipping, Sal, and it's frightening. I'm even forgetting you, forgetting the good old days.
And what, I'm supposed to
forget about her? You know, this new lifestyle is probably harder on her than it is on us.
What do you mean harder on her? We're the ones who have to carry all the responsibility around here while she's out there eating life.
I ate life once. Not a bad cereal. When we run out of shredded wheat, let's give it a try.
I hate being called a widow. It sounds so permanent and final, and I don't believe for 1 minute that it is. I know someday Charlie and I are going to be together again. Probably not in the old house. We don't need that much room. I mean, the kids are grown and we'll both be dead.
Hold up. Time for Dreyfus to go home.
Now, see, that wasn't so bad, was it, Dorothy?
No, you're right. You know, actually, he was very little trouble.
Yeah, no trouble at all. Now, come on, Dreyfus, let's go. Yo, Dreyfus, it's checkout time.
Blanche, wake up. People are looking at you.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. I think I was having an erotic dream.
You know, your father used to do a thing with feathers when we were first married. But he was too lazy.
Even I don't get that one.
What's your name?
Oh, Blanche, and these are my friends Rose and Dorothy.
Oh, well, tell me, how long have you girls been working? Oh, well, that's an odd lead-off question, Carl.
Her cousin Joe is hanging the wallpaper in Tony Bennett's guest bathroom.
Oh, that's nice.
He says celebrities stop by there all the time. In one day, he saw Dean Martin, Liberace, Don Rickles, and Mitzi Gaynor.
All of these people stop by to use the bathroom on the same day?
What am I, urologist to the stars?
This place is too filled with memories to let me get on with my life. I need to start over without you, Charlie. And I think this is the best way. I know it'll be tough in a strange town, all alone, but I've read some wonderful things about Miami.
Wrong with you? You made me feel crazy, like I had made it all up. You dismissed me. You made me feel like a child, a fool, a neurotic who was wasting your precious time. Is that your caring profession? Is that healing?
Complimentary fruit basket and a bottle of champagne.
Good night.
Dorothy's seeing Glenn again.
That's right, and I don't need any advice. I can handle it.
Dorothy, I had a third cousin who ran around with a married man for 15 years.
Are they still together?
Well, they would be, but his wife shot him in the...
Sophia, I don't think those are very good reasons to go.
No? How about this one? I'm hungry. Let's roll, Dano.
Al, all right, that's the front door closing.
Always give me the best advice about men. Who says wisdom comes from experience?
Put her away.
She sure did. But sometimes it takes something like this to bring you back together again. But you've got to be strong for her. She needs you.
I think she needs you too.
Rush, it's not like you have a date tonight.
Ma.
It's not like you have a date any night or any day.
Look, Ma, when I find somebody worth going out with, I'll go out with him. Now, will you please stop nagging me?
Nagging? Is that what it's called when a mother wants a little happiness for her daughter?
Ma, I'd like to finish these glasses before Gloria gets here.
Your sister's not... Why? Don't you think I knew what your brother Phil was doing in the bathroom when he said he was oiling his baseball glove? He was working on his simplicity patterns. Well, good night. Sleep tight. See you. You decided to install a trapeze over your bed. No, actually, I'm talking about this car.
Oh, Blanche, it's beautiful. Can you afford a car like this?
Only if I can unload my old one.
Oh, that won't be any problem. That's a wonderful car. Rose, you need a car. Why don't
अगं दिसतेस पुनवेची चांदणी जशी तूच रंबा अप्सरा तूच उर्वशी दिसतेस पुनवेची चांदणी जशी तूच रंबा अप्सरा तूच उर्वशी करून तुझी वाची दैना माझ्या मिठीत का ग तू येईना मैना ग मैना ग मैना या रागूची तूच हाय मैना
मैना रे मैना नाही होणार तुझी मी मैना
ग मैना ग मैना कधी होणार रागूची मैना
मैना रे मैना नाही होणार तुझी मी मैना
गुलाब फुला पाहून तुला काळीज हे धडधडत या पिंजरा तोडून वायात उडून पाखरू हे फडफडत या
माझी नशिनी आता झालं तुझा तुझंच प्रेम नडतया गावठी नखरा शिक सतरा सारांच घोडा अडतया
तुझ्या वाचून जीव माझा राहिला मला समजून का ग तू मैना ग मैना या रागोची तूच हाय मैना
मैना रे मैना नाही होणार तुझी मी मैना
रातभर जागून भागणी लागून येडा पिसा झालो बेभान तुझ्या गालाची खेळी ग गुलाब कळी ही फिरतीच उठवी तुफान
मन लागे हृदयाला ध्यानात आलं मोरलाच नजरेचं भान मी तुझी लैला तू माझा मजनू गाऊया फिरवाचं गाणं
माझ्या दिलाचा करीन आईना त्यात राणी तू सुंदर हैना
मैना रे मैना आता झाले मी तुझीच you.